For 6 episodes, I told you the same thing. Somebody is typing this. The soldier who couldn't video call, the widower who lost everything but somehow found you, the movie star who slid into your messages, the man or woman on an oil rig, the investor with the can't miss account, 6 faces, 6 stories, and under every single one of them, the same 3 dots. Now you meet who was typing. And before I show you the room that they were sitting in, I want to be fair, because there are people watching this that still feels it. You remember the good morning text before your alarm went off. You remember being asked how your day was and them actually waiting for you to answer. You remember feeling, maybe for the first time in a long time, like somebody chose you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you're stupid for feeling that way, because you're not. That feeling was real. Your heart did exactly what a good heart does. It's the person on the other end who wasn't real. And here's the part that nobody told you. The warmth you felt, it wasn't an accident. It wasn't even personal. It was manufactured on a schedule by a factory. Let me show you the floor. This is what somebody actually looks like. Not a heartbroken con man working alone in the dark. A room, rows of desks, fluorescent lights that never turn off, a whiteboard with quotas on it, and a binder. The binder is the whole trick. There is a tab for the first message. There is a tab for I think I'm falling for you. There is a tab for moving you off the dating platform onto a private chat. A tab for the emergency. A tab for the ask. And this is the one that should make you angry. There is a tab for what to say when you say no. They have a scripted answer ready for the exact moment your gut tells you to stop. The soldier and the widower and the investor, they were not 6 different criminals. They were 6 tabs in the same binder. Sometimes the same worker ran all of them. Sometimes your soulmate was handed off between shifts. The person who said good night was not always the person who said good morning. The photos were stolen. The voice notes were faked or borrowed. And the I love you had a timestamp it was supposed to land on. You were not in a relationship. You were an account with a quota attached to it. That's the machine. I told you we would meet the person typing. So let's be honest about who that usually is. And a lot of the time, the hand that typed, "Good morning, my love," belonged to somebody who wasn't free to leave. They may have answered a job ad for a customer service position in another country. They got on a plane, they landed, and they had their passport taken at the door. Now, they sit in one of those desks, working off that binder, because the quota on the whiteboard is enforced. If you miss it, there are consequences that I'm really not going to describe here now. But I need you to hold on to two things at the same time, because they're both true. The words on your screen were a weapon aimed at your heart. And the person forced to type them was very often a prisoner too. The machine eats people on both ends. It mines your loneliness for money, and it mines someone else's desperation for free labor to do the mining. So where does that anger go? Not at your own heart for believing, not even fully at the frightened person who was made to type. It goes up to the people who built the room, who wrote the binder, who set the quota, who profit while everyone at the keyboard and you gets used. That's who is typing. A machine wearing a person, owned by somebody you never saw. So here's the medicine, the part you need to keep. You did not lose a soulmate. You were processed by a factory. And that should change everything about the story that you've been telling yourself. Because if it was a factory, then the things that fooled you were not personal failings. They were the assembly line. And an assembly line is the same every time, which means that you can learn to see it. You can learn to see it coming. Watch for the rhythm, not the romance, or the investment counselor, trusted friend. The affection that arrives too fast and too perfect, the push to get off of the app and onto a private chat where nobody's watching, the relationship that can never quite happen in person or on a live video, the crisis, always a crisis that only your money can solve, and the ask, followed by the second ask. There is always a second ask. That is not love moving fast. That's a binder turning pages. And hear me on this, because it's the whole reason that I have this channel. Your ability to love was not the weakness they exploited. It was the raw material that they mined. The machine cannot make love. It can only counterfeit it. That's why it needs you. So, you don't have to become hard, and you don't have to start opening your heart up to someone real. You just have to learn what the factory floor looks like. So the next time the dots start typing, you know exactly what's on the other end of them. When I started this series, I used to say that I failed the test so you wouldn't have to. I'm done saying that because I really didn't feel anything. I got pulled into a machine. And then I sat down and I learned every gear in it. I took the machine apart so you can see how it's built. That's who I am now. And that's what this channel is. Not a woman who got fooled. The one who read the manual and is handing it to you. So, if somebody is typing to you right now, "Good morning, my love. I've never felt this before. I just need a little help." You already know what room they're sitting in. Go look at the binder. You've seen it all now. The full breakdown, every tab in that binder, the warning signs in order, and where to get help if this has already happened to you, is in the subscriber library that I have prepared. I'll put a link in the description. And if this series gave you back even a little of the ground that machine took from you, then I hope you'll subscribe and send it to someone that may need to see it. Y'all be safe.